Hello, everybody, and welcome to another fun Genichiro stream. Yay! That's why I might sound a little tired and exhausted. It's because I am. Alright, let's go down the line. So let's see, so far, we have Shinon here. Yay! And Rockboy's here. Yay! And Chat is here. Yay! 15th streak. Oh my goodness. So much streaking. Streaking everywhere. Also, I'm leaving that gay pin just as the pin for the rest of the stream. I could feel my soul leaving my body. Well, there's a reason for that. It's because I had to unload between my car and the next 20 computers. I don't have a garage, so that loading is back and forth walking between where my car is parked in the parking lot in my house. Times 20 computers, times the majority of their peripherals. Well, bark. I'm so glad I gave that a sound. Not. It is so much better now that it makes a sound. So that when people push the one button, I actually can know it makes the one noise. So yeah, I might be just I might be 2 cans short of a 6-pack tonight. So if I sound a little off, well, that's the long and short of it. I also didn't get a full night's sleep out of necessity. Something, have to get out of hotel room at a set time, something. Thankfully with a long travel, it wasn't super long travels. It was just 40 minutes south of here, roughly, that I had to go, and man, do I have stories. I have stories of convention. So let's start with the beginning. I'll be fine. This is gonna be very strict. This is gonna be like as close to 2 hours as I can like reasonably cut it. Like, so there's a reasonable cutoff point after the 2-hour mark, and the cutoff point is happening out of necessity. But I miss you guys too much. But don't get me wrong, I have fun with thank you, Rakwa. I will do that. And hydrate complete. I miss you guys. Like, I love hanging out with my friends. I do and enjoy hanging out with all of my con friends. And I did peek it on Discord periodically. It's just I don't necessarily have the bandwidth to like be on Discord when I'm at a convention. And I mean, I only get to see convention friendos at, well, conventions, so peeking in is the best that I could do. But yes, let's start from the beginning and work our way down. So even IRL, there is scuff. National Harbor. It's a MagFest in National Harbor, not Baltimore. It's even when IRL, there is stuff. So just a quick summary of what I do for conventions. I bring a number of computers, depending on the number depends on what I'm asked to bring per the convention. a number of computers to various conventions, up and down, generally speaking, the eastern half of the good old states of America that feel less and less united by the day. And this was probably one of the biggest one. This is quite simply the biggest one that I've done, period. One of the highest attendance events that I've done. One of the biggest setups that I've done. Well, actually, no, the biggest setup that I've done. Oh no, Shinon. I was actually just covering that. I was doing a little primer of what I do at for conventions. And so this is the biggest setup I've had to do. Oh boy. Aw, thank you, Shannon. So the biggest setup I've had to do, just outright biggest setup for the biggest event that I have brought stuff to. And I was responsible for bringing 20 computers and all the things needed to run 20 computers. So that means 20 PC towers, 20 monitors, 20 keyboards, 20 mice, 40 because it's times 2 controllers, power cables for all that stuff, speakers for all of the computers, etc. Like everything you need to run a computer. And power cords and all that fun stuff. In an ideal world, I would have one of two things for that. A big vehicle or 2 normal-sized vehicles. My plan was based around having 2 normal-sized vehicles. Now, for reasons, the person that was gonna be doing the second vehicle dropped out. Is what it is. I cannot force somebody to help if they don't want to. They're too stressed out over it, etc. It was frustrating at the time, but I'm not gonna name call, not gonna name drop. I'm not gonna go on a anti-person rant, especially because there's a non-zero chance that person's watching the channel. And the last thing I want to do is call out somebody even without naming them about something that may or may not have frustrated me at the time. So I knew I had to make 2 trips. That is just how it works out. Hi, Ilias! You're just in time for the MagFest recap. So alright, so I know I gotta take 2 trips in order to get 20 computers down to the convention. It's a 40-minute drive. And it was a 40-minute drive one way without traffic. So first part of the whole deal is frustrating stuff indeed. Hi, Dan. Oh, 11 more, you get to spin the wheel again. And of course, before I can transport anything, I have to load it into the car. Bark, bark. Everybody bark, bark. Remember, everybody, once you get 25 won, every 25 won once, the wheel of fun comes out. I swear in my case, it feels like more of a punishment wheel. I don't think anybody's gonna hit 25 today, which is good, because if it landed on prank call, the person I would, like, the 2 of the people I'd prank call are in the chat right now, so it wouldn't work. Lol. Anyway. So we have the setup for day 1 here. And what I had to look forward to and deal with. I was very much stressed out of my mind, but I was like, at some point you just gotta be like, let it be, knuckle down, get the work done, and hope for the best. And this is where the scuff begins. So first things first. I don't want to bring stuff down, go with the trouble of bringing stuff down, unless I know that there's going to be a place to put it. Because if the room that we're loading stuff into isn't set up yet, then me rushing to go down there really doesn't accomplish anything but just, like, forcing me to run on low to no sleep, which, that's not good. And generally is preferable to avoid. So I sent out a message to my contact. Let me know when you guys are ready to receive me. Like, when should I come in? And I hear nothing, and I hear nothing, and I hear nothing. And then my sister happens to be staff for the convention. So I asked her, I was like, hey, did you see the people that I'm supposed to be working under? Do you know if they're there yet? If I could bring stuff in? If their area's set up? And she said she hears something, she'll let me know. And then I get a message saying, hey, they're wondering where you are. And I'm like, are you serious? So I was like, okay, I went from get sleep, chill, take it easy, don't go fast, to, oh crap, now I have to rush. Because whenever somebody is like, hey, where are you? That's not good. And this is the first time I've done MagFest, so I do not want to leave a bad impression. Especially because, again, this is the biggest one I've done. I want to make sure I leave as good of a first impression as possible, so that, you know, they let me come back. So, rush to load the car. Unfortunately, it was just me and Cinnamon Roll here to load it, and she can, for reasons that I would much rather let her explain than I would explain for her, she can only lift so much and help so much with loading up the car. They're well-founded reasons. They are for her to explain, not for me. So I knew I had to do most of the heavy lifting for this, and just rush, and I'm wearing myself out. Thankfully, we lucked out in that for January weather, it was like in the mid 50s and sunny, which is not common January weather. I'm not sure how that translates to Celsius for those who use correct units of measurement. I sadly only know what it was in freedom units. So at least I lucked out on that front. But it's still a lot of back and forth. While I do have a cart that I could use to move things, I don't have a way to like move that cart from where my house is to where my car is parked, because it's a bunch of stairs. There's no ramps or anything. So I would have to lift the cart up, and at which point it's just easier for me to just carry everything out by hand rather than murder my back trying to like lift a cart full of many things. So back and forth, load. And of course, my luck being what it is, ended up, when I finally... Okay, Jath, have yourself a good night. By the time I got the first load done, I ended up getting the displeasure of having to go down in a rush hour. So, the scuff has begun. It started out very scuffed. Which, you know, again, even when IRL VTuber deal with scuff, what can I tell you? So, okay, fine. Bring all the stuff down. And then get into the line for the loading dock, and... Well, first I'm like, so there's... At the hotel that we're at, there's 2 loading docks. There's one for the lower levels, and there's one for the upper levels. The majority of people coming in are going to the lower level, so I'm like, okay, like there's only a few of us that are using the upper level. I shouldn't have much problem. I'll just use the upper level, so I don't have to wait in the line for the lower level. And I go to the upper dock, and they're like, oh, hey, we don't have anyone scheduled to come in here. You're gonna have to use the lower dock and just use the freight elevator. I'm like, crap. And I like see that the line has only grown longer. I'm like, double crap. So I just go wait in the line, and I'm just like, let my contact know. I was like, I'm here. I'm just stuck at the back of the conga line. And about 30 minutes later, he comes up. My contact calls me. I was like, hey, where are you? And I'm like, well, I haven't moved too far. Told him where I was, and he was like, let me see if I can find you. See if maybe we can get you in a little faster. Like, that would be nice. So he does that, finds me, coordinates the loading guys, and this is where I find out that there's 2 lines for the lower dock. One for vendors, which I am not, but was stuck at the back of, and one for everyone else. The sign telling you that there's an everyone else is very far ahead, closer to where the line ends. Far back as I was, I could not see this sign, nor did I realize it existed. So I basically spent 30 minutes waiting around for nothing. So went to the front, said, hey, I'm not a vendor. I'm not a vendor. I'm a contractor. And finally got to load in the first load. And then I had to go back to my house, load up the second load, and then bring the second load in. By the time I got the second load down to the hotel, there was no longer a line because it was already late. It was, at this point, about 9 o'clock, 9:30. Thankfully, I lucked out in that the event volunteers were able to help us with setup. Like, my contact literally says, like, hey, we got a bunch of volunteers here. Do you mind if they start setting up your computers? I'm like, please, by all means, set my computers up. Save me a step. Because I was only expected to have 2 people to set up 20 computers. And this had to be done before we could close out the day before the convention. So this is all Wednesday. So dealt with load-in stuff, and here I am thinking, all right, that was a little bit of a scuffed load-in, but everything's here, everything's at the hotel, everything's set up, everything survived the trip, everything is working. I can go to sleep now. Or rather, I can go get dinner and go to sleep now. At this point, it's about a little after midnight. So, all right. We go to get our hotel room. I go up to the desk. Hey, I'd like to check in. And I give them my first name. Which... Me being me, pick a common first name, right? The fact that my first name is common will come into play in a moment. So, give my name, and the guy goes to put it in, and he's like, would it be under a different name? I'm like, no, this is the only name that I have. So, I call my contact. My real name is not a secret. My first name is Jennifer. I don't, my cosplay identity, my business identity, my VTuber identities are all pretty much tied so well together at this point that me trying to separate them would be more of a pain than it's worth. And honestly, anybody who comes to my house without my permission is gonna find out that I'm a supporter of the Second Amendment the hard way. But I digress. So, I was like, all right, let me call my contact, figure out what's going on. And he was like, oh, that sucks. And he's like, all right, let me get this sorted out for you. And he looks into finding the person that could sort it out. And he's like, all right, we're going to get this fixed for you. And he was like, while you guys are waiting, why don't you go get your badges now? And I'm like, badge pickup is still open? They're like, yeah, it's still open. It was open till 4 a.m. I didn't know this is the time. I was so tired, I was like, I was going to deal with it the next day, but didn't have to. Okay, fine. Go do badge pickup while this is happening. So, go do that. Badge pickup goes off without a hitch. No issues there. Everything's fine. So, I got a message from my contact. Hey, I done goofed. I put in your name as Jessica instead of Jennifer. I was like, that explains why I got asked if it was under a different name. So he was like, all right, so it's all sorted out now. And I go, I check in. We're good now. Or so I think. So, finally, Katie and I are in our hotel room. Massive relief. We're like, all right, let's go find a pizza place that's open. Hi, Archangel. How are you? Let's go find a pizza place that's open, order some Gat Dag pizza, eat it, and go to sleep, because we got to be up before 12 the next day. And with all this stuff going on now, it's knocking on 1 a.m. So like, all right, ordered pizza. We're just sitting. We're just chilling. And that's when the last bit of scuff finally shows up at our door. And by shows up at our door, I mean comes up to our door, opens it, and walks on in. I was like, "Who are you people? How did you get into my hotel room?" They gave us the keys to this room, so we're supposed to share a few. I was like, what? I know exactly who I was supposed to share a room with, and at this point was very confused, very frustrated, and probably way more irritable than I probably would normally have been in this situation. So I call my contact again and say, hey, there's these people showing up to my... I'm not gonna do that at a hotel. That'd be a little overkill. Hotel room, no. My house, yes. Hotel room, no. So he's like, what? And then he goes and gets that sorted out. When he went to go fix up my hotel room, he had a couple others he had to fix too. And somehow, when he gave the list for the rooms, they started mixing up the names for each of the rooms and put 2 people on my room who weren't supposed to be on that room. So they got assigned to their correct room. I apologized to them the next morning for being irritable and grumpy, because they were genuinely nice people that didn't realize that somebody had screwed up. And everything's fine. We can go on to having fun now. You gotta love the scuff. You gotta love it. Thankfully, throughout the event itself, there was no scuff. Only funsies. So I got to hang out with all the fun Toho people that I enjoy spending time with at conventions. Because that's a lot of the people that I go to see at conventions. They're all people that are into Toho Project. The computers that I bring with me, they have games from Toho Project. That is why I bring them to conventions. It's for people to play Toho on. And throughout the convention, like I brought 20 computers, and a lot of the time they were very much occupied. Nah, only hotel room pizza. No hallway pizza. So let's see. Got to have fun being in a silly outfit, which I posted on both Discord and on socials. So if you haven't seen me in cosplay, feel free to check out either or. So fashion and makeup channel on the Discord, and just media tabs on socials. If you would like to see what I look like in what the meat mech looks like in cosplay. I think I don't know what you mean by hallway pizza, Raqua. I'm beginning to think we're thinking of two different things. But yes, being in my silly outfit all weekend is just great. There are some ways in which I'm innocent, and there are some ways which I am very, very much not. But then those ways happen to involve why I usually mark his channel as "You need to be 18 plus to be here." Afro! Hi, Afro! Ow! So let's see. Fun things that happened during the event. All of us having fun with our plushies. So I brought my Suku Suku Momiji plushie, which I'm not sure if I've actually shown that on any of the photos that I had. If anyone's curious, I could take pictures of it. I didn't host any tournaments this time around. I have before. I didn't feel compelled to do so this time around. Feel compelled to, nor was I asked to. If somebody's like, hey, can you hold like a tournament in your area? I was like, yeah, sure, I can do that. We've only ever done that a couple times. But still just being able to like play the games with people, play versus people, like playing the 2-player games with actual people rather than just bots. I am complete shite at the fighting games, but the bullet hells I'm great at. Like literally one of the people that I had helping me with the setup, like we had some really good matches in the unfinished stream of All Living Ghost. Like I'm generally considered to be pretty good at that game, so somebody like forcing me to actually try is an accomplishment. And I was trying. Like he was legitimately able to they were legitimately able to beat me on several occasions. They never beat me with my main character. They did come close. They legitimately almost got me with my main character, which is a hell of a drug. Because others have basically called me an outright monster when I play that game. Let's see, what else? Got to have fun cheering on people as they were facing off against each other in the fighting games. Whenever there was an opportunity to take a silly cosplay photo, I did. I didn't take super bunch of those. And most of them, I put them on the company socials. I retweeted all of them, mind you, on my personal account. I love how we ended the... I spent most of my time around all of the Touhou stuff, so just the Touhou fighting game stand. There were plenty of... Magvex is actually known for having one of the best convention arcades at a convention just outright. Like, the whole basement level of the hotel is just filled with arcade cabinets of varying kinds. So rhythm games, fighting games, classic arcade cabinets. You name it, it was probably there. But I spent most of my time around my setup with all the Touhou stuff, because it's what I'm into. It's what I cosplay. It's what I make sure to do gaming of on a regular basis. My license plate on my car spells out Touhou. I am as deep into Touhou as I am into VTubing. Like, I am in it. Hell, my model is based off of character designs from characters in Touhou. Like, if you know Touhou at all, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, no worries. It's not necessary to 100% understand the origins of how I came up with the lore for the character. One of my favorite moments is how we ended it, and it's all of us standing around one computer, watching somebody play one of the difficult bullet hell games, and he is close to getting a 1 continue clear. We were just watching him. He got past stage 5. They basically said, "Hey, we're closing the room down." And we're like, okay, cool. So we turn off everything else except for this computer. And just a group of us, like a group of the Touhou people, we're all just standing around this guy. And we're like cheering him on. It's like, go, go, go. And like the guy's like, hey man, anybody who's not working here, they gotta go. And I'm like, he's on the last boss. We gotta let him do it. We gotta let him do it. And they're like, all right, if you're okay with it, all right. And we're like cheering him on. It's like, go, go. And he's fighting through the last boss, fighting through it, and finally he gets to the last part. He gets to the last spell card, and we're just cheering on. It's like, go, you can do it, you got this, you got it on lock. And then he lost it, and just all of us like, no, just vibing with other people that like what I like. In person. There's no better way for me to accurately sum up how the convention went. I got to see people that I don't see too often, like, because MagFest is as big as it is, it does attract people from all over the country. So there are people from the West Coast who I got to see for the first time since last summer. There's people from Northeast that I got to see for the first time since, I want to say, also the summer. Like, just getting to see people again, say hi, just chat for a bit, catch up on how life's going, and how much we love the state of the world right now. And that's what it feels like, as much as I go to these things and how all over the place they are. So, traveling around, getting to just hang out with people that are all into Touhou, and it's just great. And then I do go to Off-Kai Expo and get to vibe with VTuber people, which is also great. So we got to the end of the convention. I would love to travel the world at some point. I know there's a couple girlies in the chat right now who I need to go visit in their home country. Which it's gonna happen, god dang it. I'm gonna visit you, Afro, Shinon, I'm gonna visit you guys at some point. I don't know how I'm going to bloody afford it, but I'm gonna find a way. But we get to the end of the convention. I thankfully have another car this time. So I was like, okay, cool, we can one trip this. So get the cars loaded up. We're all set to go. And then the Scuff Demon comes back again for round 2. Get everything loaded into the car. About to go. I go to start the car. And nothing happens. The car just stares at me. I'm like, No. Try again. Still doesn't work. No, 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 no. One more time, and yep. The battery, the battery said no. I was like, well, I looked over to my friend. I was like, can you give me a jump? She was like, yeah, you have cables. I'm like, do you have cables? She's like, sorry. I'm like, I do have cables. Unfortunately, they're underneath everything I just loaded into the trunk. So, unload the truck, dig out the cables, grab the cables, and... who here knows how to jump a car correctly? It's not a requirement. I will happily explain it, but if anyone knows, when I explain what went wrong, you'll be able to appreciate it more. So, for those who don't know, this is the order in which you connect the cables. So, yep, you start sort of Rockwell. So, this is the sequence. For those who don't know, you take so the jumper cables, they have on both ends, they have a red clip and a black clip. Red clip is for positive, black clip is for negative. So the sequence goes this. You take the red clip at one end, put it on the positive terminal of the dead battery. Take the red clip at the other end, put it on the positive clip for the good battery. You take the black clip at that same end, put it on the negative for the good battery. Then lastly, you go back to the car with the dead battery, and you don't take that black clip and put it on the negative. You put it to ground. What this usually means is you want to put it on an unpainted metal surface. Either a bolt somewhere, or the engine block, something that is metallic, that is something that's unpainted metal. Exactly, like that. I like that, Rockwell, like that. What I thought were suitable grounds in my car were not suitable grounds in my car. It took me several times to realize this before I finally got it right, and I was mad at myself for not realizing this sooner. Like, this is a good 30 minutes of me trying to clip that other clip on the different things, and I thought I was like clipping it to the clips to the battery wrong, because I have jumped cars several times with my battery. This is the first time where I was the one who needed the jump. So, while I've generally been pretty good at finding unpainted metal surfaces in other cars, for some reason, finding it in my own car was for some reason, was just a little bit too much to ask out of me. Once I finally found a suitable surface, car started instantly. That might be helpful. I mean, the biggest problem is I only had limited amount of space that I could use for storing things in my car because of the sheer amount of things that I had to bring. Like, to give you an idea of how full I had to load my car, the trunk was packed solid. The back seat was packed solid. The passenger seat was packed relatively solid. I had to leave myself enough of a hole to be able to see my passenger side mirror. And I do say hole. I had to, like, proactively duck down a little bit in order to be able to see that mirror, which is probably not the smart way to drive. If I were to get pulled over, it would probably get me yelled at. But with the sheer volume of things that I had to bring and the space I had to work with, this was the only option. Like, the cars were packed so tight that I had to get a lift for Katie. That was the only way to get her home. There was not enough room in either vehicle that we were using in order for her to fit. We tried. It didn't work. And I wasn't gonna make her take transit. So I got her a lift, got her home, we got the stuff unloaded, and in the process of unloading everything, I bloody murdered myself. Well, thankfully, Dan, this was the last convention where I will have this problem. Reason being is the lovely Ilya will be moving in with us, and her vehicle is bigger than mine, and two, like, we can go to conventions together. Like literally, it's like, you want to go to convention? All you gotta do is help me transport my stuff. And everybody wins because Ilya gets to go to conventions again without having to pay money. And I get extra help with car space because bigger car. Hi, Rebel. How are yous? I was just recapping the weekend. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about the fact that I don't have a Gotcha, Rockwa. I had to do that earlier myself. And unfortunately, there's not much I can do about the fact that there's no ramps or anything between the parking lot and my house, so I will still have to, like, hand carry everything. But, I mean, just not having to worry about vehicles anymore is, like, a remarkable amount of stress relief, if that makes sense. Just knowing that I won't have to worry about it anymore. So, I get to help out Ilya by making sure she has a roof over her head, and she gets to help me out a little bit by helping me take my computers from point A to point B, and then she gets convention roof over her head, and everybody wins! Thankfully, my car ran long enough where I'm sure my battery will be fine enough. Am I gonna need a new battery soon? Most likely. I just need to be careful about letting things run off the battery for too long. I had my emergency flashers going for a while I was loading the car, and that's what torpedoed my battery's ability to start my car. So, I'm not going to be doing that again anytime soon. I'm definitely going to make sure I don't accidentally leave any of the lights or anything on in my car. Yeah, that's what I intend to do. Especially seeing as I'm going to be helping to move the lovely Ilya here in the next couple of weeks. So, it'd be helpful if the car could make the trip. But thankfully, I mean, I know it's just a battery. And as long as I don't run stuff off the battery by itself for too long, it'll be fine. Like, I don't let my car idle, but I don't let my car sit around and just let the battery, like, drain on the locks and stuff for too long. I run it every day. I'm not worried in the near future about my car dying. Worst case scenario, my sister could jump with her car, but I mean, we should be able to get a battery before that becomes an issue. So, one more expense, which I didn't want to have to deal with, but that's car ownership! You need to have a car to do things, but cars cost money. But once you have the car, and then once you have the car, it still costs money. But what can you do? At least I got to have a fun weekend. Being dressed up in a silly outfit. Hanging out with people that enjoy the stuff that I enjoy. And just vibing. And probably eating way too much junk food. Like, baby's gonna have to go on her diet and actually respect her diet for a bit. I don't want to step on the scale. But I know gosh darn well that I need to just to realize that actions have consequences, one, and two, to give myself goals on what to do about it. So, And I have somebody, I know somebody who's going to help kick my ass into gear. Someone who's also working on trying to get themselves in shape and stuff. So, there is somebody to help kick my ass into gear. For both, for my sake. There are too many bad things around in my family that will hit me like a sack of bricks if I decide to let my body go for way too long. I do not care to tempt fate. I'd much rather not die of a heart attack, you see. And yeah, it's about weekend in a shell nut. It's funny. It's like all the scuff adventures tend to. You remember all the scuff, all the vibing and stuff. I could like sum up in a sentence, but all the scuff stuff is like where I actually have to describe things in detail. Otherwise, story time wouldn't last very long. I guess. I mean, I guess there'd be more fun stuff to talk about. In theory, it is nice to get to do silly things in my my silly little outfit. Yeah, snow sucks. I've had to deal with loading situations in snow. I am hoping that winter continues to be relatively mild as far as snow goes. Because I have 2 more events coming up here in the winter. Well, 3 more if you count going to help Ilya's move. And at least for one of the events, I'm going south. Which, how long of a drive is that anyway? How long do it take me to get to Alabama? I mean, Alabama, but, how long a drive is that? Hmm, 12 hours. That's what I thought. Why do I hate myself? It'll be worth it, but why do I hate myself? Oh, well. So let's see. Let's see. Over the span of the next month, I am contending with doing a 12-hour drive and a 16-ish hour drive. Yeah, definitely gonna try and make sure that the battery gets replaced before all of that. Yep. This, I put myself in the unfortunate position of the bad things happening. Which, would rather not. I should be fine though. I'm a smart cookie, I should be fine. Yeah, then I do believe there is gaming to be had. But before I start gaming, we're close-ish to the next ad break, and I killed my water while yapping, so I'm gonna run ads, refill my water, and then then it's finally time to Touhou Sunday. Even though in about 1 minute, half the country is going to be Monday. But details. That still means that there's half the country that's still Sunday. Ergo, it's still Touhou Sunday. So there. Ignore the clock right there. Just ignore that clock. Enjoy your lurkies, Rebel. Thanks for popping on in. All right. So I'm gonna go run ads, get water, and then it's gaming time. So don't go away, everybody. The gaming's about to begin. I had to go refill my water and run ads. That's what happened, Rockwell. Well, don't mind the sounds of me dying in the background. I tend to get very thirsty whenever I eat pizza. I mean, maybe I don't have to eat the whole pizza every time, but it was just a medium. It wasn't that big. And there's not room in my fridge right now. I'm not always the smartest person. And I also finished what Katie couldn't eat. You know, I could easily eat 2 extra large pizzas if, you know, I didn't care about the consequences of that action. Did I mention I really, really need to stick to my diet for the next while and stop stress eating? Because I've been doing a lot of stress eating lately. Yeah, I really am an American, all right. All right, that break's over. Let's Toho the Sunday. Let's do this. This is like the Toho game. That's my fixation right now. Alrighty. Let's see if I can get a 1cc run. Well, that'd be nice. I managed to get 1cc runs like every day this weekend when I was playing this game. I believe, yeah, I have Reimu all cleared. Do I have any clears of Marisa on my save? I forget. I do not. You know, I have done so many attempts as Marisa, I've forgotten how to play as Reimu in this game. Let's see, what did that one do? That one's Barrier, and that one's Reflect. Ooh. Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. That's frogs. That's missiles. That will nuke me stones. I feel like I don't have to fly too far to find the Gooners, Aqua. Let's do this. I just realized something. I've been used to playing this game the whole time in a loud room where I couldn't actually hear the game all that well. Being able to hear the game audio and the music and actually be able to enjoy it feels oddly weirdly quiet for some reason. If that makes sense. Anyway, I probably only have time for 2-3 runs tonight. And that is because I am dreadfully tired, but I was just like, I need to say hi to my community. Can I not die on stage 1 on the first run of the night? The answer is no. Normally, if I have a death on stage 1, I'm just like, yeah, this run's dead, I restart. But for the sake of content not sucking, I'm gonna go ahead and play it out. Who knows, maybe somehow this will turn into the God run. Despite that. I mean, I don't know, but we could try. I've managed to turn turd runs around before. Maybe somehow I'll be able to polish this one off. Somehow. Thank you for reminding everyone that the Kofi exists, Body Churro. Good job. There may be some fun things that I have planned for the near-ish future. Keep y'all's ears open. I have ideas. Hopefully, ideas that are both opportunities for fun and fun of many kinds. By many kinds, I mean wholesome. I feel like I should go out of my way to say that. This is also easier on my home monitor versus the monitors I've been using all weekend. Farming pyramids. Because the fairies during Ubame's second spell count as targets for the purposes of filling the Wonderstone gauge, you can use that spell card to farm pyramids. Which, seeing as they get you life and lives and spell card fragments, that is a good thing. Like, I've been able to like completely fill up the life meter in this game by learning how to farm the Wonderstones. like to well, to explain a little bit of the mechanics of this game. So, in my lower left-hand corner, you'll see that there's a little pyramid guy there, and there's 2 gauges coming off of it. Let me tell you what each of the gauges are and how you fill them. So the gauge that's currently yellow, you fill it up by gathering up the little rocky chunks that you see coming off of things. And once that's filled up, you get to do your abnormal attack. For your abnormal attack is controlled by whatever you choose to be your story stone. So if you look where I see it, you see that little quad arrangement of stones on the right side of the screen. The top one is the story stone. And that one determines what your abnormal attack will be. For this one, I get an attack where, when the gauge is full, while the gauge is depleting, while I graze bullets, they get reflected back towards enemies. And if I manage to do the whole thing without getting hit, every bullet on screen will get turned upon the enemies. Great for wiping out bosses, just in an instant. Especially if you're able to time it during spammy attacks. And then there's the second gauge, which is currently red. When that gauge fills up, it spawns a Wonderstone, or as I jokingly call them, pyramids. Like that. That gauge is filled up by either delivering damage to enemies, like you can see as I'm hitting Chimi, the gauge is filling up. Hitting enemies, or wiping out like the smaller enemies. You get bigger fill if you have higher chains. So it is definitely worth it to try and chain enemies together during the stages. And the Wonderstones, when you beat each one, they give you either a bomb fragment or which is the little green star outlines, or a life fragment, which is the heart outlines, like the one I just got. I believe it's every third one is a life fragment. So, farming them is a good idea, because more lives and more bombs is more better. Of course, the pyramids will fire back, so you definitely want to be careful about that. I also have a setup for farming them quickly and efficiently. So the bottommost stone in that arrangement of 4 on my right, that gives you a passive attack, or a passive ability. In the case of the stone that I have picked, the one that kind of looks like 2 green cylinders stuck out of just a regular rock, that one causes me to do more damage against the Wonderstones. Which means when the Wonderstones appear, I can take them out relatively quickly. Now, you want to do this, because the faster you take the Wonderstones out, the less that gauge depletes. Which means you can fill it up again faster. Which means you can get more bomb fragments and more life fragments faster. So, being able to deal more damage to them is pretty useful. God dang it. I don't like taking this many losses this early. I considered 2 before the end of the stage 3 to be acceptable, and that was the second one. But I tried to like save that second one for Nariko. I'm pretty sure I'm remembering the name correctly. So I just need to be a little bit more careful in this coming boss fight. Also, if you go high enough up on the screen, you collect everything on screen. That's why you see me constantly going towards the top of the screen. So I need to be a little careful in this Nariko fight. I don't want to take another life loss before stage 4. I really want to try and save as many lives as I can for stage 5. The stage 5 boss Toyohime is real fun. When I get there, you'll see. If I get there. And that's what I mean by all the bullets reflect upon the boss all at once and it wipes out a good chunk of gauge. Like, a bunch of Nariko's gauge got wiped out by that. Which is good. We wanted to take the boss out. Taking out the boss is important. That's how we move on. This is the one I always screw up. It's not even that hard of a spell. I'm just dumb. And I got lucky and my ability happened to proc at the right moment. Sometimes it, like, procs at the worst possible time, like, when there's no bullets on screen. Which, it doesn't do it. It can't reflect anything back at the enemy if there's nothing on screen to reflect back. I'm not gonna dive for a bomb piece. As you can see, my bomb counter is maxed out right now. Also, that is probably one of the better times for that, for my ability to have procced. As you saw from all the hits that just got delivered. That is unfortunate. So, I have less lives than I would like to at this point in the game. Again, I'm going to continue the run despite the fact that I would consider this a dead... Wow, really? I definitely got the dead... Whatever. I would consider this... I generally consider this to be a dead run. But for the sake of not repeating stages 1 and 2 over and over again to the point y'all will be bored to tears, I will just play it out. I'm annoyed at myself for that last hit. I'm very annoyed at myself for that last hit. I almost got hit again. That would have sucked. Crap, 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 crap! That, when the yellow little pyramid enemies burst, they send out a set pattern of bullets after you. It's aimed, and if you destroy one while it's beneath you, that could be a little annoying to deal with. Here, let's see if I can farm some pyramids off of this segment. Also, another thing to note about beating Wonder Stones, every time you do so, it does clear bullets off the screen. Oh, hey, it's a big one. It spawned a bullet in the gap. This one gives you a free bomb, so me using 2 doesn't hurt as much as it would otherwise. We do indeed have a cutie back. Welcome back, Spoosy. Welcome back to the chat. Did you happen to bring the Storm of the Mind with you so that we could have 2 cuties back? Well, you didn't think I was gonna admit to being cute or something, did you? Don't be ridiculous. I'm not cute. That makes sense. It is well, you see what time it is. You see what time it is for me. And if she's living where I believe she's living, then it's the same time for her. If I remember things correctly. That's why I'm leaving gay pinned up there. Pinned in the chat. Cause it's fitting. It's fitting. Oh hey, I spawned into their pyramid. Unfortunately, there's too many bullets on the screen right now for me to be able to practically do anything about it. That could have been timed better. That could have been timed worse. The spell card is bullshit! I don't capture that one too easily. I had lots of funsies. I also had to deal with a lot of scuffed stuff. Ugh, English. So let's see, I did story time at the start of stream, but I'll give you the super short version. Load in was scuffed because communication and because of lack of communication, and load out was scuffed because my my car battery died. But the rest of the convention itself was fun because I got to vibe with Touhou people. Because I really like Touhou, like a lot. Like my cosplay is a Touhou cosplay. The design of the character I was cosplaying as heavily inspired the design of me. Of the character you see on screen talking to you. Vibing with my fellow Touhou fans is just great. Bark, bark. Oh, did I have to put the pyramid in such a bad spot? Each one of those little gems counts as a thing defeated. So I was able to chain pyramids there for a moment. Which is nice. Oh boy, the free life pyramid. Aw, thank you, Spoosy. You know, if I have a good Toyohime fight, this run actually has a chance. God dang it! And then I proceeds to ruin that chance quickly and efficiently. I'd have a really good Toyohime fight, which... not impossible. I've had good Toyohime fights before, but she is, quite the character. Alrighty, here we go. I hate that these bullets are not cancelable. "20 stream streaking? Oh my goodness. That's a lot of streaking, Spoosy. I got the bomb off! God dang it. I said I needed to have a good Toyohime fight. This is not a good Toyohime fight. Hi, Valley. How are you? I need to not take another hit in this fight, or I'm in trouble. Easier said than done, by the way, because this fight is bullshit. I thought I was hit. I thought I was hit. I don't want to go through my bombs this fast. Oof, that was close. You know, I hate seeing that bomb fragment drop, but there's very little I could really, oh crap, do about it. God dang it! I'm gonna regret taking that hit. I almost took another one. Well, I think he's Valley. I have a chance to get another life here. If I enter this final boss fight with 3 lives, I have a chance, but as previously mentioned, I need to not screw it up. And given how this has been going, well, we'll see. I have to do my best to farm pyramids as best as I can. Oh, to answer your question, Spoosy, I mean... in order for you to be in any kind of trouble at all, I would have to know what your schedule is supposed to be. See, there has to be a baseline for me to determine if you deviated from it. So if that's normal, then I mean, cool. If you were supposed to sleep last night like a good girl, then bad Spoosy, you shouldn't do that. Also, I'm gonna lock in now during this fight, so don't expect me to say respond to chat for the next couple of minutes. That 'tis the nature of final boss fights in Touhou. Oh, that frame rate. I'm going to try and bomb cheese this as much as I reasonably can. Oh, I got lucky. She didn't spit out more bullets. Here comes the part that always hurts my eyes for some reason. I don't know what it is about this sequence that always causes me problems. God dang it! Should not have done that. Be careful. Here comes the bullshit spell. Probably gonna take a hit here. I'm not bad at reading the safe spot there. Oh, I'm bad at this one too. I'm bad at the timing. Well, if it weren't for the screw-ups early, that would have been a run. But I screwed up early, so it was not a run. Alright, but I miss. Okay, that's not that spooky. That's not that bad. It doesn't sound bad. I mean, you should try to get more than 4 to 5 hours of sleep, but that doesn't sound super bad. Quite fun and challenging. Alright, so let's get the extra incident stone. Alright, how are we looking for time? I got 1 or 2 more runs. Can I get the 1 CC? Like I said, naps help a little bit, make that less bad spoosy. It's a little better to just get your sleep all in one go rather than have to rely on naps still, but... If it works for you and it's not causing any adverse health problems, then go for it. The lovely wolf lady on screen wants you to take care of yourself. You know how many Spoosy machine guns come from a dead Spoosy? None. That's why you gotta take care of yourself. Dead Spoosies give no compliments because they're dead. Yes, does the bad girl need to be punished properly? Do I need to break out the heels? Bring down the feet of justice upon you? Is that what it's gonna take to make Spoosy be a good girl? I did say heels, right? just making sure we're aware that this is going to involve pain. Will you get a free upskirt? Yeah, probably. Is the price of admission going to be worth it? Well, that's for you to determine, I guess. Oh, put the pyramid behind Obame, and I can't hit it as good. Oops. I swear these little bullets look like sesame seeds. Especially, I'm pretty sure a heal to the groin, no matter what your equipment is down there, is going to hurt a lot. Just making sure we're all aware what the stakes are here. Steak. Son of a... Okay, friggin' pyramid, friggin' shoot me in the face. I made a little angry about that. Just a little angry about that. I suppose. I mean, physical damage generally has a pretty set timeline in how long it takes to heal. Emotional damage is a little bit different. Can I get an emotional damage redeem? Son of a... How have I screwed up this run again? Why do I keep making stupid mistakes? It's because I'm really tired. That's why. That's because I'm tired. Only 40? Aren't you lucky?
Emotional, damn it!
I had to. It was right there. Come to think of it, this is one of those games where, No, I'm not gonna go there. Even if the person involved very much knows what he's doing, I'm not gonna go there. I said, I stick by my statement of I will not resort to stereotypes in any way, shape, or form. I'm gonna stick to that. Yay, head pets. Ah, God dang it! I was enjoying the head pets too much. I screwed up. When the head pat's so good, you forget you're playing video games. Lol. Most of those are from your sister. That tracks. Most of my hits to that region of my body are from my brother. And the amount of times that my brother, like, threw something or otherwise hit me really hard in the chest, thinking that it was funny. Which, for those in the chat who don't have boobs, allow me to explain. It hurts getting hit there really hard. End explanation. But it is with siblings and like going for each other's groins. I swear it must be like in a manual somewhere to do that. I mean, I guess I got him in the bits enough times. I'm pretty sure my sister's gotten me there a few times too. Also pretty sure, like, all of my girlfriends, whether intentionally or not, have gotten me there a few times. Usually unintentional. After all, said girlfriends rather do other things to me in that part of my body. Getting hit in the groin does not hurt less on HRT. It still very much hurts a lot. Oh, I'm pretty sure that there will be a Spoosy Katie Guinea cuddle pile when the time comes, Spoosy. I feel like that's a given. Okay, good. I didn't lose track of the pattern. And if mine's there, she will also be in the pile. You know, I'm tempted to stop by, visit Mind on my way to help move Ilias, but that's gonna need some planning. Almost ran into the laser. That would have sucked. Now the pyramid decides to pop. Wow, this run is cursed. This run's not Gonna make it past stage 4. What the heck? I am mad about that. Well, it's gonna take a lot of work to save this run, because that was a trash stage 3. I'll try, but we'll try to save the run. Oh no, I'm getting attacked by geometry. Alright, I got a life back. Proceeds to lose that life immediately. And to be fair, it's possible to win the run if with that mentality of just keep getting the lives back that I lose, but it would work better if I don't do that. Alright, well, let's see what we can do here. I need a good Yuimon fight. I feel like every time I say I need a good X fight, that fight tends to go badly. I really don't like this spell card. Welp. So much for that run. Alright. I got time for one more. I got gas in the tank for one more run. I'm gonna give it a shot. May this be the run. Cause no matter how it goes, it just this one's got to be the last one. I need to. I do need the proper sleep. I've got a bit of a challenging week ahead. I'm not counting this run. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't know why I screwed that up. I hope so, Valley. I hope so. Don't just randomly go up on this one. I don't know if I'm getting a lot of pyramids to spawn. That's a good thing. Oh yeah, life fragment. You like those. Life fragments are good. More lives is more better. It gives me a chance to actually make it through the Harvia fight. I actually farmed quite a few pyramids during that fight. Getting 13 Wonderstones in stage 1, I feel like is pretty good. There's probably somebody who's far greater at this game than me. It's like, but 13 on normal, that's Bush League. Check this out. And then proceeds to make me question if I know the game as well as I think I do. Gets a life, proceeds to lose the life by being stupid. Why do I keep doing stupid things? And during the easy parts, I do the dumbest crap during the easy parts. That's what bothers me the most. Alright. Time to beat up the girl in the dress I really want to have. There's so many cosplays I want to do, but I don't have money. And I don't have the skill to make the cosplays myself. And even if I did have the skills, I barely have the time. Time for projects I already have on my plate. Wait, no, okay, got that life back. Extra art appreciation time. That sounds delightful. I've got to stop making stupid mistakes and killing these runs through. That's why I will repeat stages 1 and 2 over and over again, because these early mistakes will basically leave me without lives to do the later stages. And it's like I don't want to have good later stages be ruined by bad early stages. Well, see, there's still a world I could somehow manage to pull this run back from the brink. It's possible. It's not over until it's over. It's not over until the game over screen hits or get the credit screen. That is when it's over. Until then, it's not over. This is not how I saved the run, by screwing up the stupid easy parts. Why do I keep doing this? It's because I'm tired. This run is dead, but I'm gonna continue it anyway. But losing 4 lives before the end of stage 3 is pretty much a run killer. So, we'll see what I can do. I need to, like, do this fight and all of the next stage in the subsequent fight without taking a hit to have a chance. So, who knows? It's not impossible. I could bring this run back to life. I could potentially bring this run back to life. That is not how we bring the run back to life, by losing yet another life. This is my body crying for sleep. That's what this is. That's what this is. That's what all these mistakes are, is my body crying for sleep. And I should probably listen to it. And I will listen to it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm making a lot of stupid mistakes. I will play the run out. Well, we'll see how far we can get on this very scuffed run. We'll see what we could do. Who knows? The miracles could still happen. It is not impossible. The EP is very, very much creeping in. Well, we got this turd of a run to stage 4. That's actually saying something. I don't think I can get past Yuimon like this, but I don't think I can get to Yuimon like this. We had a decent run. That first one was pretty decent. Like it had a shot. It legitimately had a shot. It just wasn't happening. That is my body's way of saying, hey, listen. We know you're having fun with your community and all, But it is 2:10 in the dang morning. You got about 4 hours of sleep last night. You should really go to sleep. So, well, I think the body wins on this one, guys. The Oni Tengu me is eternal, but the meat mech controlling the Oni Tengu on the screen is squishy and weak. It's squishy and weak by comparison. Thanks for hanging out tonight, everybody. I'm glad to be back. We're gonna have more of a normal week. God's willing, I'll actually make a dang schedule this time. But just to give you an idea, so the way that this week is set up right now, assuming there's no surprises, no whammies or anything, we will be doing going back into Golden Sun, finally. Feels like forever. Tomorrow, we're bringing back Tile Tuesday on Tuesday. Another 2 rounds of Golden Sun on Wednesday and Thursday, assuming I haven't cleared the game yet. If I've cleared the game, then we will move on to our next long play. What's that long play going to be? Well, it's going to be something. I have my next long play set, but I'm not going to say what it is. It's more fun to keep you all in suspense. On Friday, we got ourselves a double header. Half the stream is going to be another round of Flippin' Houses, followed by Retro Friday. And then Saturday will be our next long play day, whether that be Golden Sun or the next long play. Let's see. As far as Golden Sun goes, I know I'm near endgame. I probably have a week's worth of runs left. Probably. Actually, no. Wait. No. Friday, there won't be a doubleheader on Friday. There can't be. I forgot. I promised Mom Ichiro I was taking her to the doctor on Friday, which means that I will only be doing Retro Friday. Yeah, because by the time I get back from taking Mom Ichiro to the doctor, and then running her on errands, because I'm sure she's gonna have me run her on errands, I'll only have enough time for normal string. So scratch what I said about doubleheader on Friday. But there will be Retro Friday. Retro Friday's coming back. Tile Tuesday's coming back. All the classics are coming back. Now that the fundraiser that we had our successful fundraiser in December, where we're going back to normal now. I do have some more fun stuff on the horizon, and once I get all of that planned out, I will be happy to share it with you all. I will say, related, we actually hit my affiliate anniversary at the end of the year. We will be doing something for that. It's gonna be well after when it would have been, but oh gosh darn it, does it need to be on the day? I suppose if all I did was VTubing, yeah, sure, I could easily do it on the day, but as somebody who has a full-time job and other obligations, I kinda can't do it on the day. That's just how it be. But we'll be back on our normal. We're going back to our normal week for at least for a little bit. Let's see. Yeah. This week's gonna be a normal week. Next week's gonna be coming up. Next week's gonna be a short week, just because when you're moving someone across the country, it takes a little bit of it takes some days of doing. But we got some fun stuff coming up on the horizon for y'all. I can't wait for stuff to get planned out for me to share with y'all. I do hope that y'all enjoy the stuff I got in the oven. When it's ready to come out, when the timer goes off, you guys are gonna be eating good, or at least I hope y'all gonna be eating good. Now, let's see, wherever shall I drop you all off at? Who we got on right now? Who's live? Who's doing stuff? Who I feel like talking to? You know, I don't think I've rated Shroom before. Let's wait, Shroom. Oh, and she's playing with some familiar friendos. This is fine. Okay, that's right, Shroom. Oh, yeah, right, Shroom. Alrighty, everybody. If you're a follower, go ahead and copy paste that first raid message. If you're a subber, go ahead and copy paste the second raid message. And if you copy paste in my chat, I'll give you a little goodbye smoochie. If you want. No pressure. We are all about the almighty consent up in here. Bark, 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 bark. Rockwave's ready for a smoochie. Mwah. Would anybody else like a little goodbye smoochie? Click, 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 click. Everybody loved the click. Lickies. Alright, everybody. Have yourself a good night, day, whatever time it is in your area of the world, and God's willing. Lol ads. And God's willing, hopefully we'll see you here tomorrow night. Till then, everybody. Bye-bye. Yeah.